be talking about my February and March wrap-up. So I decided to combine my February and March wrap-up because in February, I only read one book. But I'm getting out of a reading slump. I've read a lot of books in March, and like I mentioned in my other videos, on the first couple of months of the year are usually my slumpy months, but then March it's like a peak of me getting out of my reading slump. So I've read 8 books, and I've read like 7 physical books and 7 ebook, which I almost completely forgot about. But I've read 1 book in February, and I've read 8 in March, and I'm pretty proud of myself for that. So let's get to this video. So the only book that I've read in February is Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie, which is a sequel to the Hercule Poirot's series, and the movie is coming out in October. Hopefully, with everything that's going on, it's still gonna come out on that during that month. But I'm really excited about it, and it's about a detective named Hercule Poirot. He traveled all the way to Egypt to solve a murder, and I love Agatha Christie's books, even though I only read 2 of them so far. But I do want to read more, and I'm trying to read more of her books, and I'm just excited about that. And I really enjoy this book, even though it literally took me, I feel like it's about 2 weeks to read it because, like I said, I wasn't in a reading slump. But I'm really excited about the movie, and I do have a little problem with it. Maybe it's because I was rushing myself to finish, even though I literally went past out what's going on. But I might reread this when it gets closer to the release date for the movie, because I really want to know what happens. And when I saw the Murder on the Orient Express movie adaptation after reading the book, I literally forgot what happened until I saw the movie. I was like, oh, this happened. So I'm hoping to reread this before the movie comes out, and I still enjoyed it, so I give it 4 out of 5 stars. And now let's get to the books that I've read in March, and the first one that I've read in March is A Bend in the Road by Nicholas Sparks. This is a Nicholas Sparks book that I never read before, and I actually started this in February, and again, it's a time when I got into a reading slump, but I really enjoy it. It's about a guy who's lost his wife, and he has been struggling becoming a single father after his wife's death and raising his son by himself. And then he meets his son's teacher, and of course there's going to be there's a romance in it, and then there's secrets that from both of their past that might test their relationship. But I really enjoyed it, and I have not read a Nicholas Sparks book for 2 years, and I was so mad at myself because I love his books, and I know he had new books that came out for the past couple of years, and I'm glad that I picked this up because I've been wanting to read this for a long time, and I still have other Nicholas Sparks books that I haven't read yet, and I'm just trying to establish my goal because I don't want to buy more Nicholas Sparks books until I read all of his books. But I still could ask him for Christmas or something like that, or my birthday, but in general. But I really enjoy this. I love the romance, and I'm not sure where it is on my rankings of my favorites Nicholas Sparks books. I do enjoy all of his books anyway, but I give this book 5 out of 5 stars, and I just love it so much, and I hope I'll read another Nicholas Sparks book soon. The next book that I've read in March is All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace, which is the group book from Fairy Tale-a-thon, and I hosted this round, which it's my favorite time of the month. I just love Fairy Tale-a-thon, and this book tells a story about a girl who's a princess who has kind of magical powers where she has soul magic, and then she's being tested to prove herself to be the next ruler of her kingdom, and then she teams up with this pirate to fight this evil being. And I love this book so much. I love the characters, I love the world, and I love this book so much, and I really did not expect that there's going to be a sequel, which I want to read the sequel now because I just enjoyed everything about this book, and I watched Sam from a Baron B books wrap up for Fairy Tale-a-thon, and I do agree with her. This has some Odyssey elements to it, and even though this is technically a retelling of a fairy tale, all of us co-hosts of Fairy Tale-a-thon thought it has some elements of a fairy tale, so that's why we have it as a group book. And again, I love this book so much. I love the characters, I love the world, and I love the story, and I really want the sequel so bad now. And oh my gosh, you guys couldn't probably tell that I love this book so much, and give this 5 stars for sure. The next book that I've read in March is A Whole New World by Liz Braswell. This is the first book in the Disney's Twisted Tale series, starring with Alain, and it's about what if he never found a lamp, and Jafar took over Agrabah after getting the lamp and getting everything that he wanted and all that. I really liked the book. I did not expect to enjoy it as much because this is what if Alain never found a lamp, but technically he did found a lamp. I do agree that was a mismarketing. They should have said what if Alain never had a lamp in his hand or something like that. I don't know, but either way, I still enjoyed it, and I did not expect to enjoy it because you guys know I love Disney, and this is definitely one of the ones I just want to start off with because that was the first one that was published. You don't have to go on. It does not follow the same characters in other books in the series because they're from different Disney movies, so I just thought I'd start off with the ones that was published first, and I made a right choice, and I love this book so much. And I definitely told Kevin, because Alain is his favorite Disney movie, that he should read this because I just think he would enjoy it. And he was like, is there an audiobook? And I was like, yes, there's an audiobook available. So I literally told him that he should read this because I know Alain is his favorite Disney movie, and I think he would enjoy it, especially like when it's when there's like a twist in the story or something like that. But anyways, I really enjoy this, and I give this 5 out of 5 stars. The next book that I've read in March is The Promised Neverland by Caillou Shirei. I'm sorry for butchering the name of the author. I know this is a manga. This is the very first manga that I've ever read, and of course you probably couldn't tell that I just grabbed my interest by the title, The Promised Neverland, but it's about the orphans who lived a perfect life in the orphanage and waiting to be adopted by parents who want to adopt them, but then they find out that there's something, there's a secret going around and all that, and that's all I wanted to put it down because I don't want to spoil anything, and I've read this within a couple of hours. I did not expect that at all, and I was not used to reading from right to left because that's how you read mangas. Whoop, I almost showed you the back of the book, but oh my gosh, this really surprised me a lot. I love the characters, and I did not expect to like as much. Like, it's nothing related to Peter Pan, which I know that's why, like I said, I was interested in the book by this manga by the title, and I want to continue on, and I love it so much, and it reminds me of other anime shows that I watch, and this already became an anime, and I hope they'll release it in dubs because I want to watch it. And my coworker told me that that she loves the manga series, and she also watched the anime series, and I really want to right now, and I do want to continue on, but with the libraries closed right now, I can't pick up the next volume. So overall I still love the story, as you can't tell. I'm proud that I've read something that's outside my comfort zone, and I've read a manga for the first time because that's my goal in life, because I know Kevin has mangas of his own. So I'm so glad that I read this manga for a first time, and obviously I give this 5 out of 5 stars. The next book that I've read in March is We Hunt the Flame by Hefsa Basil. I think that's how you pronounce the author's name, but it's about a girl who disguises herself as a man to help to feed food to her people, and then the prince comes along and she teams up or something like that. I know I've read this, but I was just trying to remember, because I started reading this in January, like on audiobook, and then I went back and forth on reading it physically and then the audiobook, and I do enjoy the book. It's like, it's really hard to explain because I do enjoy the characters and I do enjoy the world. It's just the plot is like very confusing, and I probably will reread this on like physically because I know it's a tall book and I tend to read slowly on it. 2021, oh my gosh, it's already 2020. I don't know why I'm so confusing myself. Like the book or anything, I would just probably would try to read it physically than try the audiobook, but anyways, I still enjoy the book and I give it 4 out of 5 stars. The next book that I've read in March is Criers War by Nina Varela. I'm sorry if I'm butchering this author's name. I didn't expect to pick this up in March, but then I decided to do a video, but I'm not going to reveal what the video is, which will be coming up in April, so be on the lookout for that. And I really enjoyed it. I did not expect to enjoy it after I picked it up, and then I started reading it, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm loving this. I really like this book. And it's about a girl who is a being that's called Automia. I think that's what they're called in this book, and then they try to fit into society. No, they don't. No, so the book is about a girl who is Automania, which I can see why this is a sci-fi that has a sci-fi elements to it, while it's a fantasy, and she's trying to like fit in society. I'm trying to remember on top of my head, and then she meets this girl who becomes a handmaiden that tries to kill her for like a revenge that she had, and there's a female romance in here. I really enjoyed this book, but one issue that I had is I didn't see any romance with this book. It's like I probably saw a little hint of romance in here, but it just was a bit, the romance part was a bit flat for me. I don't know. It was like, I love the characters, don't get me wrong. I love the characters and I love the world. It's just I feel like the romance was like not explainable. I don't know. It's like I saw a small hint of romance and then they don't show them two characters in a relationship. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion, and I do want to read the sequel because it's coming out this year, and I'm like, yes, I want to read the sequel now because, and on a cliffhanger, and I'm, oh my gosh, what the heck, oh my gosh, I'm like, oh gosh, I want to read the sequel so badly, and of course, I still enjoy the book, and I can't wait to read a sequel, and I give it 4 out of 5 stars. The last book that I've read in March is Entwined by Heather Dixon, which is a retelling of 12 Dancing Princesses, and then they meet this man who calls himself the Keeper, who takes them to a magical world to dance, but then there is a catch to that, and I have mixed feelings towards this book. Like, I really enjoyed it. It's just, it's like the same situation as one of these other books that I've read. I feel like I would have enjoyed it if I read it physically than the audiobook, instead of going back and forth on reading it physically and then reading it on audiobook, because that really confused me. So it's like, I'm the type of reader that's like either one or like read the whole audiobook straight away, and if I don't enjoy the audiobook, I can try it physically, and I did not do that with either of those books for this month, and I enjoyed the sisterhood of this book, and I do like the 12 Dancing Princesses, even though I didn't read the original fairy tale, and it's just, I felt like parts of it was like, I feel like the book was a bit dragging in some of the chapters, like nothing really happened, and then the other part is like one thing that happened that I was like, is this really part of the plot? I don't remember. So it's like, I enjoy this book, and I'm not saying it's like bad, it's just, I had a couple of issues with it, but I definitely will give it a reread, and I probably will enjoy it more the second time maybe. I'm not quite sure, but to me this book is 3.5 stars for me. Sorry, I forgot the last book that I've read in March is Heart of Oz by Terry Kavanaugh, and I forgot who was the artist for this one. I got this as an e-arc, and this doesn't come out until April, and I got this from Not Galley that had one of the read now sections. But anyways, and I really enjoyed the story. It's very interesting because I know it's like a fantasy, but I also saw some sci-fi elements to it. I know on Goodreads it didn't say it's kind of sci-fi, but I felt like it was, some parts of it was a sci-fi, and I really liked how it's like going back and forth on like the present and then the past kind of story, and I really liked how they show like Dorothy as a character and how she came to be after she came to Oz, and then she stayed in Oz. I guess I'm trying to remember because I know I finished it like last night. But I thought it was a really cool graphic novel. I do recommend people should check it out, especially when if they like The Wizard of Oz and they want like a retelling, want to read a retelling of it, and there you go. There's a graphic novel of the Wizard, graphic novel retelling of The Wizard of Oz, and I really enjoyed it. And this doesn't come out until April 7th, I believe. I don't know. All I know is it's coming out in April. That's all I know, and it's a really good graphic novel, and I give it 4 out of 5 stars. So that's all the books that I've read in February and March. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and comment down below what books that you've read recently. And if you don't want to miss any of my new videos, click that subscribe button and click that bell icon. I post new videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Also, you can follow me on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, which all the links will be down below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!